Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and today I'm on Roxy's weekly challenge, and it's week 11, and it's Vellum mini ephemera holders. So I've got my Vellum out. I have this packet of Vellum Luxe Premium Vellum by Dove Craft. I've had this for many years. Vellum lasts you a long time, I think. I've cut them sheets down slightly to, wait, and I'll just tell you, it's 21 centimetres by 22. So that in old money is about 8¼ inches by 8 and nearly 3/4. Yeah, so a little bit of, I've got how many here to do? 3. So we'll do the folding first, and it's roughly about there. Let's see what that is. That's about 7 centimetres. I'm doing this because it's lovely to be asked questions in the comments, and people always like to know the measurements. So I folded it up, we'll just double check. I folded it up 7 centimetres, so that's nearly 3 inches. And then we just fold it in half, and that's going to be your mini ephemera holder. So you've got a little folder that's got 2 pockets inside, and that's what we're going to do. And we'll decorate the front, and we'll maybe stitch round, because if I put glue down the side of Vellum, it maybe makes, I don't know, I'm never have good results with whatchamacallit, glue down Vellum. Right, so let's just use this one and measure roughly the same. Doesn't need to be the same, but I might as well make them the same. Just for, and then I don't need to give you a second lot of measurements. Let me just reach for my bone folder. Here we are. So nice easy folds, that's 2 done. And then we will do the same again with the third one. So roughly to about there. And across. I don't think I could have folded that one straight. I think once you have an inside fold, that's what it is. It's not straight, there it's straight there, like that. And even that's not straight. There. That's it straight now. Which means this will need refolded. You would think folding would be easy. So take your time, get them folded nicely. So that's us, 3 lots of pockets, and we'll make them into pockets. Well, I'm saying pockets, it's folders, but I'll stitch round at the end, and that'll turn the insides into folders. Anyway, let's get decorating. That's a good bit. Decorating, I'll just put my bone folder up there. So to decorate, I have this old sewing pattern. It came to me falling, I think I got this one in the charity shop. Yeah, I think so. That's where I got most of them, and I got a few sent from Barbie and Nellie and Ruth Designs. I know she sent me some patterns, but I hope I'm right in saying I got this one in the charity shop. Barbie will forgive me if it's one of hers. I'm sure. So I've cut out the front the little illustrations that were on the front. They're very cute, aren't they? So we'll just start. That's going to be my focal point. Those two were together and I just cut them apart just to get into the little bits. I'm going to put them like that. Maybe them in the middle. One to either end and one in the middle. And then we're going to build up the background. Now I quite like, oh look at that, that just popped off there. And it's got one underneath. So they must have put the price up a shilling. Is that a shilling? No, that's 2 shillings and 7pence. So they must have put it up a penny at some point. I'm going to use these wee bits. And I'm going to cut that out. Two and 6. And I'm going to cut this Leroy. Oh, I've not heard of that. Maybe this is an American one. So this is all part of the same set of patterns, all part of the same pattern. Years 3 to 4. I wonder if I want that. Let's cut it out anyway. Because it can maybe go under there. It's part of that one. Right, so again, the actual instructions, I've got this old sellotape, which I just thought was really cool to get old sellotape. I'm just going to build up my background. I'm going to tear these into little quarters so that I can get them to a more manageable size and decide which bits I'm going to use. I like that bit. I wonder if the sellotape will tear. Nope. Ancient sellotape is still holding. Now, do I want, I'm not sure if I want the shiny side. That's quite cool. And then I could use this little bit over here, maybe. Yeah, I like that. And a bit for the middle. Now I've used the right side of the sellotape on those ones. Do I want to turn this? Yeah, I think it's good that you can see that it's sellotape rather than use the old side. And we'll move this down a little bit. Yeah, I'm liking these, how these are coming together. So we've some stamping to do. So I don't need this anymore. So let's just that out the way. There was old pins stuck in that as well. Wait till I show you. Look at these old rusty pins. Yeah, they were in that pattern. So somebody must have used it. Right, for stamping, because we're going to be stamping on vellum, I've got my little used Stays On jet black. It was actually dried out, but I have got some Stays On refill. I've had this a long time, so I'm not surprised that it's gone a little bit dry. I've very rarely used the Stays On. I've got my stamp, which is buttons, and this is by 49 in Market. It's called Gabby's Grunge Texture Set, and you get a little measuring tape, whoops, a little measuring tape or a ruler, and this kind of grungy lines, which is quite cool. But I'm going to use the buttons, and I've also got this Stampers Anonymous is faded type, and I'm going to use this one, I think, on one of them. Yeah. I already had, I'll let you into a wee secret, I already had a little bit of a trial just to make sure that they would work out okay on the vellum. And yeah, I think they look pretty cool. So this is just a piece of the scrap bit that I cut off the main sheet. I think it's always worth trying before you stamp on your project. That's not to say it could still go a little bit awry, but we'll try our best. Now, what will I put? Will I put the letters on this one, I think? Yeah. So we'll just take the buttons off just now, and we'll put the letters. Of course, you could always do it on without an acrylic block. These need washed. If you wash them in soapy water, I'm just going to press that down. If you wash them in soapy water, the stick will come back. But I'm a little bit of a lazy girl when it comes to my stamps, and you know, just a little bit of glue stick will keep it on. Doesn't do them any harm. Okay, so we want to maybe do it here. We'll just give that a second to take, because although it stays on and it's good for non-porous like vellum, it won't immediately dry. It will stay a little bit, not runny, but sticky. Yeah. And that looks like he's sitting on that bit of sellotape. Yeah, I think so. And then we've still 2 holes to put in and a bit of twine. So, yeah. Let's just stick that one down before we stamp the rest. I'm just going to use my old magazine. Ah, okay. This is very fragile. I went a bit gung-ho there with it. So let's be gentle with the rest. So it's just that bit there. How can we fit that in there? There we are. Looks like it's been put together like a bit of a jigsaw. Right, just let's be careful with it. Okay, so let's be careful with this little guy, because we don't want to take off a limb. We don't want to take off a foot or a leg or a head. I've done that before. Right, he can sit there on that sellotape. Yeah, excellent. And then we'll just put this somewhere over there. So all of it came from the sewing pattern. Just sit that one there just now and we'll do the next one. And I think maybe we'll give this one the buttons. Just switch the stamp over. And let's see. Maybe disappearing into the, about there, disappearing into the paper, if I can judge it right. Oh, this is quite a strong smell, so I would suggest opening a window if you're concerned about the smell of the solvent. So let's see about there. It's quite strong. Appropriate for all surfaces, to design for use on plastic, metal, glass, ceramic, coated paper and leather. Not recommended for fabric, no. It says dries in 3 to 5 minutes. So right. And this, yeah, that's the look I wanted to go for. Right, let's be careful with this. Gentle. Of course, I could just get my wet glue out and then I wouldn't be rubbing the fragile paper with a glue stick. There we are. That looks like they're looking at the buttons. Okay, let's try hard not to take any bits off. He's climbing up that old bit of sellotape. And this is his big sister, I'm guessing. His big sister's saying, no, don't be doing that. That's fine. And this. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Right, and the third one, will we do an alphabet or buttons? I think I'll do the alphabet again. So maybe here. Try not to get ink in my fingers, so there'll be ink all over the place. not upside down. There we are. And this one is going about there. Right, so enough of the stays on. So I have to thank everyone for the reaction to the page in the yo-yo journal, the giraffe belly band. Oh wow. It was yeah, so many new subscribers, so many lovely comments. Everybody loved the giraffe. I think a few people as well have actually gone on to buy Pink Ink Design stamps, because they're not just the giraffe, the other stamps in the range. There's so many lovely stamps. Nice and big too, so it makes a nice change to get a nice big stamp, especially when you make journals. And like when I was card making for all those years, the stamps I bought were just like little tiny figures, and it just gets lost in a journal page. But with these Pink Ink stamps, the now what we're doing with this, they're nice and bold and big, just maybe there, just at the corner. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me on my little channel. We are not too far away from 5,000 subscribers. Wow, never thought in a million years would that happen. So yeah, brilliant, thank you. Right, so all we have to do now is stitch around and put our finishing touch of the 2 holes. So I've got my crocodile here, and I've got my twine. I'm going to use black and white twine. Keep it kind of neutral with the black and the, well, black and cream it is, but I've got black and white, so it's nearly the so. There's a wee touch of red, but I thought the black and white would be quite eye-catching. So it's 2 holes here and here, just to keep the folder closed as a little closure, but I need to stitch round to close up the inside pockets. So I'm awaiting my machine to do that now. Okay, we're stitched around, so just stitched around the edges, the 3 edges. I've left the top and I didn't go up the middle because it was going to confuse me, and I just didn't trust myself to be right on that fold, and then I would have needed 2 lines in it, so I just thought best just to leave it. And the whole point was to sew up the pocket in the inside of the folder anyway, so that was what I did. I'm not the best, and I don't know what happened here. But it all adds to the charm, doesn't it? But yeah, so if you don't have a machine, obviously you can just glue down these 2 edges, and if you like the look of stitching, a black fine liner would do the trick. And yeah, so all we need to do now is our 2 holes and our bit of twine as a closure. So I've got my crocodile here, but I'm not going to use eyelets. I'm just going to put holes, and it's through the double page, obviously, for the twine to go through and keep it closed. I'm using the bigger of the 2 hole punches, which is the 3/16. I'm just going to push it through, see how far it's going to go. You can adjust this so that you get all the holes the same distance away from the edge. So I think that suits me fine. So I'm going to put one there and then go down a little bit. And I know because of this bit that I've adjusted that it will be the same length away from the edge, like that. Yeah. And we'll just get a length of twine. That's probably far too big, but I'd rather cut it too big than too short, not too big, too long. But it means we can have a nice dangly tail on our bow. So we're doing that. And I'm just going to do it the bunny's ears way. Seeing as how it's nearly Christmas, nearly Easter. Maybe just too long. So let's just shorten those ears. Untwist them a little bit. I don't want to cut it too short either, because it will just make it difficult to tie when I go to untie it to get into the stuff that I'm keeping in it. Yeah, I think that's good. Right, so same again. The 3/16. One about there and one about there. So it's a right dreich day here. Dreich. That's a good word. That just means squally rain. Misty. Like, not even rain, just wet air. It's horrible. I've managed to make that uneven. There we are. It's funny how you're all fingers and thumbs when the camera's on. If the camera wasn't on, that bow would have been tied perfectly first go without any faffing. Never mind. It could be a wee bit tighter, that one, but I'm just going to leave it because I'm actually going to open one up to put some bits in. Make sure I've got the right side, and there, and there. Right, so I don't mind using up lengths of twine because I've got a twine collection that needs used up, so I'm happy to use up and be generous with it, with myself. Oh, I thought I had cut it really short there, and it was all caught in my corner. Oh my goodness. Right, last one. In fact, I'm not even going to tie this. I'm going to put my bits in this one. I've got a little box of bits here, and I'm just going to pick out just some bits so that you can see. There's some nice little bits. Right, so that can go in there. Let me fan it out a little bit and be fancy. That can go in there. Like that. And then this can go in here. And that's how it's going to look. So you can pack it full of bits, tickets, stamps, you name it. And yeah, let's just finish it off. Because what I do is I put one in the journal that I use to keep each week Rachel's challenge, Roxy's weekly challenge. I have a journal that I put a sample of each make in, and then I put the rest that I've made that week, because quite often I make like 3 of something when it comes to the challenge. Then it means I've got 2 for the box. And 1 in the journal. So I have the journal here. Oh, reach over for it. This is my, so those 2 are going in the box and this one's going in here. And I don't know whether to clip it on, like some things have been clipped on and some things are in pockets. I've got a biggish pocket here. And it's too big for there. But I've got this, and this is Vellum too. This was a previous challenge week, my fancy papers folder, and I thought maybe with it being Vellum, it matches, and I could just keep, and plus that's got the papers in it, and this has got the ephemera in it, and that's just all the spares that I can use in the journal, and I can just maybe slide that in there like that. And then when I need a bit of paper, oh, there's the paper there. Oh, and there's plain papers, and there's my fancy papers. And we can just keep it in there, because I've got my document holder at the back. Some pockets that we've done previously. We did this, I think this was this last week? I think it was. Yeah. So that's me today. Happy with them. Turned out nice, I think. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.